What's going on, guys? So I'm a little late on the vlogs, kind of with the holidays and everything happening. I'm trying to catch up. So, anyways, by the time you guys see this, I should be pretty caught up. I'm gonna probably upload 2 or 3 vids in one day. But today, I just want to make a quick video. You have some ab work, which I'll do here in a little bit, and just kind of finish having one of my big meals. So I do got to wait about an hour or so, but I want to have a little, I guess, real talk moment with you guys. And so let's talk about diet and nutrition. That's a good topic. Um, Currently with my diet, I'm about 3,000 calories, pretty close, sometimes over, depending on what I eat. If I keep the meals somewhat similar, I'm able to get pretty close. 3,060, give or take. Um, for a while, I realized that I wasn't getting the right amount of protein since I'm trying to stay on a 40-40-20 split. I realized that I'm going to try maybe for the last week or two to try to bump up the fats a little bit and see how that works, but I haven't decided whether I'm going to commit to that. But I've been staying pretty good. Now, one thing I will talk to you guys about is that you have to decide what type of lifestyle is best for you. Um, it's the best way to describe this. As you know, you can have different type of diets. You can be vegan. You can be, what's the P90X2 calling it now? No anti-grain or whatever it is. You could choose to kind of not eat meat, not eat dairy, not eat any animal products. You can choose to, depending on your lifestyle, choose to be preservative free, eat super clean. I mean, it all depends on your decision and what you want to do. I tend to be the type of person where um, I don't eat a lot of preservatives. I really don't. I try to have my food as fresh as possible. I feel that that works best for my body type, and I don't like the idea of putting all these chemicals in my body if I don't know how to pronounce them, let alone know what they do within my body. Um, I eat pretty clean for the most part. You can't get away from the fact that the meat industry is a little shady in the things that they do to produce the meat, whether it's bumping up sodium levels or hormones and all that all that stuff to get more production out of what they're doing, and so there's sometimes no way around that unless you go you go vegan or you go any of those other diets where you can get protein. Now, keep in mind, you're not going to be getting boatloads of protein. Um, Chair's awkward. You're not going to be getting boatloads of protein um, as you would in a meat dense diet. But there's ways to get the protein that you need to kind of build muscle. Now, I tend to be a pretty clean eater. I am not. I used to be a big sweets fan. Not anymore. I tend to be more of a salty fan. And seeing how I don't eat a lot of sweets, I'm able to do like I'm doing now and do 3,000 calories. I don't do a lot of sugars. I don't do a lot of fruit. I don't really crave it as much as I used to. Um, Maybe it has to do something with the fact that I'm eating a lot of whole grain. I'm eating a lot of things that are slow digesting carbs, where I don't get an insulin spike. I don't really need I don't really have that dropping effect where my energy levels drop, where I need that pick me up from the sugars as I used to. I don't really crave that stuff as much as I used to. I eat pretty clean. I don't. So like I said, no, not that much on sugars. I'm not crazy about the salts either. I mean, I don't use an abundant amount of salt when I cook or when I eat, and so I tend to not retain a lot of water, and I tend to not store a lot of body fat because of the sugars. I also don't drink very much except for water. Not big on the coffees. Every once in a while, you guys have seen me do it. That's usually a pre-workout thing if I feel I need a little pick-me-up. I'll do the green teas every once in a while, and every once in a while I'll do a little honey or a little stevia to kind of sweeten it up. But besides that, I mean, I'm not big on the sugars. I think the primary um, not the primary goal, but the place where I get the most sugars in my diet is probably whenever I'm just taking whey protein. And although it's not that much sugar on the label, I'm sure there's tons of artificial sweeteners within that. But anyways, you have to realize what type of diet is best for you and what is going to help you reach your goals. I'm a big fan of not putting all these chemicals in my body, so I don't tend to eat a lot of things that have the preservatives and all these other things that you really have to research to figure out what they are. And I feel like my body responds best to that. Plus, I know what I'm putting in my body, and I prefer knowing what I put in my body versus not. I tend to respond pretty well to pretty clean eating. My energy levels are pretty stable throughout the day. This is a pretty good example. Yesterday, worked all day, did a quick workout, and then did a quick workout, and then Omar, which you guys know, contacted me and he's like, "Hey, I'm moving. Can you help me out?" And this was late in the night. This was like about midnight, and we literally were moving him from like midnight to about 8 a.m. And although I had like a snack in there, in a source of a protein bar, which you guys all know I'm not very fond of, but it was a quick on the go snack. I did have some snacks in there, but my energy levels were pretty dang good for being up more than 12 hours, and literally we were moving heavy objects for about 8 hours, unloading, loading trucks. So, I because of my diet, I'm able to have really good energy levels, and because of my lifestyle, that allows me to have really good energy levels, where I don't really bonk on what I eat, and I don't really eat a lot of pizza and all that stuff. I love pizza. I don't eat a lot of that stuff because I've noticed that it does make me bonk a little bit. There was a one day recently when during the holidays where I had a couple slices of pizza and my energy levels just dropped. I could easily feel kind of tired and I needed a little bit of a nap. So I don't really have a lot of the what I call the crappy carbs, the white rice, the white bread, white flour. I really don't have a lot of that. So my energy levels are pretty stable. You got to find out what's best for you, and you got to realize what your goals are and what type of, I don't want to say what level of health do you want to be at, but basically you got to figure out what you're willing or what you want to eat and what you want to put in your body, because it affects you a little bit more than you think it does. Some of you guys that are doing this program will know that once you took all the crap out of your diet, once you went to your fridge and your pantry and just threw everything away and you went clean for those 90 days, you'll realize that, first of all, when you introduce that stuff back into your body kind of does go in a little bit of a shock and you really don't respond as well. You do bonk on the energy levels. You'll realize that after the first couple weeks, you don't crave those items anymore. You don't really crave those things. And if you're eating, much like me, where you're not taking in a lot of sugars, you're not taking in a lot of salts, a lot of things taste better naturally. I can easily steam like a bowl of vegetables, broccoli, carrots and all that good stuff, and that stuff tastes super sweet to me. It tastes good. It has a good natural flavor. It's not overwhelmingly sweet like a chocolate bar is to me now. What else? I don't really crave the junk anymore. I really don't. And I also realized that, back in the day when I used to be sitting working for a lot of hours, I used to kind of have that boredom snack where it wasn't really hunger. It was more of just needing something to just snack on just for the sake of doing it. So I really don't do that anymore. I kind of curb those appetites. And I also drink a lot of water, which helps me kind of stay full throughout the day. I drink at least, I want to say about at least a gallon a day, at least. That's probably on the low side. But yeah, guys, just kind of want to talk to you about diet. That's just a quick run through about my diet and how things are going. As far as of how my diet's going right now, it's going pretty good. I've gained, I want to say, about almost 10 pounds since the beginning of this bulk. Now, we'll talk about this on another video, but I will say that I've mentioned this many times. Some of that is fat, and you cannot build muscle that quickly. Don't expect to gain 30 pounds of muscle in one round of P90X. I've seen people talk about they've gained 15 pounds of muscle in one round of P90X. It's hard to believe, to be honest with you. 15 pounds of muscle is a lot of muscle to gain in 3 months. Now, if you're one of those people who is really skinny and maybe didn't have a lot of muscle already, or you haven't been doing this for very long, maybe you'll gain a little bit more muscle mass than somebody who's been doing this for longer. But 15 pounds of muscle, 20 pounds of muscle, 30 pounds of muscle is a lot of muscle to gain in that much time. Go to your deli and ask for 20 pounds of ground beef and see how much that is. And that's a lot of meat to put on your bones and distribute throughout your body. That's a lot. So something to think about, but that's another topic for another video. I don't want to make this one too long because I've been putting out a little bit too long of videos. But if you guys have questions, comments, let me know. I'm going to chill for a little bit while this food goes down and knock out a quick workout. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your day, guys.